Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making one of the simplest rubber stamps that you can make with your laser. Everything's made on the laser, all you need to do is glue two parts together and Bob's your uncle. So what you need to do for ink stamps is you need to remember they need to be a negative of the image that you want to produce, and it needs to also be mirrored left to right, just so it comes out perfectly when you're using it, basically. So what I'm doing is I'm just making up the basic image that I want to create, and I'm changing the sizes just now, just using those boxes up the top there. I want it to be about 65mm, which is perfect for most jobs that I use it for. And again, as usual with me, I separate stuff in Inkscape and then combine it in Lightburn. Just makes everything a lot easier. So as I said, you want it to be a negative, so that's what I'm doing now. I've just created another box, the same size as the outer edge of the ink stamp itself. Align those up, make sure the text or the image that you're engraving is all combined, and then remove that from the background, and you can see it's now just a hollow cut out of that background. Now that we've done that, we can select them both, jump over into Lightburn and sort them out. After we've mirrored them, that is. So now that we're on Lightburn, you'll see that it's sort of not came through the same. So what we need to do is ungroup everything, just using that little person symbol at the top there, and then select the top section and then group that, and then we can change that from a line cut to a fill, and then we'll need to take the bottom box and change that to a line, because that's obviously going to be the cut out of the actual shape that you're making. Once you've done that, then you can just go up to the center align tool at the top there, and then that's pretty much the file created. Dead simple, dead easy, straightforward. Now I've got my settings here set at settings stored in my settings file, sorry. So you can see I'm doing 600mm a second at 50% power, and for cutting I've got them stored as 80mm a second at 70% power. That works out perfectly for what I've found that you need. So I'm just going to use the camera tool to align everything now. Dead simple again. We've been over this quite a few times in the past. Just drag it to where we want it, and then we can start engraving. So I've sped this up slightly, just I think it's 2 times the speed, but yeah, 600mm a second, and the quality of the engraving you'll see is spot on. It's absolutely brilliant. I do it 2 passes just to get it a bit deeper. Yeah, I could slow it down and turn up the speed. I could slow it down and turn up the power, but you then risk the rubber going on fire. So a couple of passes is well worth it. It cuts out in one go, it's dead easy, nice and simple. One of the easiest materials that I've worked with in the past, so yeah. Once we get it out, you can see it's covered in dust. That's dead easy to deal with as well. We just give that a wash off, and then we're good to go. So you can see the engraving quality is really high, and it's brilliant. So now the backing, it's just a 10mm section of acrylic. We cut it out slightly bigger than the ink stamp itself. You can use the border that I used before for the outline of the actual ink, make it slightly bigger, and then just create a cut file for your 10mm acrylic. Yeah, it couldn't be easier. So once we've got this cut out, it's as simple as that. Basically, we just need to assemble it. Now you could use double-sided sticky tape on the back of your rubber, however I prefer to use CA glue. I love cutting acrylic on the laser, just it gives such a clean finish. So as I was saying, yep, I use CA glue or super glue. Apply a nice thin coat all over, scrape off the excess, and then you just need to gently press the acrylic onto the back of that so it's in the right position, and then let it set up. So you do have to work quite fast with the super glue, obviously, because it does bond really quickly, but you need to just double check that it's in the right position there. So I'm using a really old ink pad here, and it's struggling to pick up the ink. I think it's really drying out, so after several attempts I managed to get a little bit of ink on it and then press it down. However, I wasn't on a flat surface. Well, I was on a flat surface, it's just that I had a lot of deflection in the surface. So for best results, I suggest you put the ink pad on a solid base, and then the same way the bit of paper that you're stamping, make sure there's something hard underneath it, and you get a good quality impression there. I hope this video's been helpful. If you've enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.